Alright, we are live, and I'm going to be giving people some tarot readings tonight. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Good. Hey there, Ginny. Gonna get some tea? Cool, that's what I'm drinking. PayPal link up? Absolutely, thank you. It's also in my description, but I can paste it into the chat. You are very welcome. Alright, I will be waiting. That's weird. My channel, it says 4 watching. On here it says 2 watching. And now it says 3 watching. YouTube in there, mixed numbers. Hey there, Chief Keith. Are you interested in a tarot reading? How do you send the money? You can send it through PayPal, which the link is in the chat there. It's also in the description, paypal.me/poeticheretic. Or you can use Super Chat if you need to. Do I have MoneyGram? I do not. Western Union? No, I do not. I just got PayPal and Super Chat. That's all I've got. Hello, Peaches. Would you like a tarot reading? You send $1 to me, send you $2. Western Union guaranteed. I don't know about that. I just have PayPal and Super Chat, so I guess that's all I can use. Do I just do tarot? Well, I can do astrology too, but then I would have to charge you extra. But I'll do tarot for a donation of any amount. Yeah, basically my policy is I'll do a tarot reading for a donation of any amount, but like if you want a birth chart reading, an astrological birth chart reading, those do take me more time and effort, and so I do have to ask for a $20 donation for those. But tarot, I'm happy to do for any amount of money. Connor says, hello, my ex-GF unblocked me and blocked communications again. I'm very sad, thought I would tell you. Oh no, Connor, I'm sorry to hear that. Unblocked you and then blocked you again. Jeez, that's so strange. I'm sorry to hear that. Wonder why she keeps doing that. Okay. Let me fix that blur. Are you more like a present tarot reading? Could you pick up on the near future? Basically, yeah, I can pick up on the near and sometimes also, I guess, distant future. In general, I give people Celtic cross readings unless they ask otherwise. Well, Connor, if you can leave me a donation, even if it's a teeny tiny one, I'll be happy to give you a tarot reading. my baby's personality would be like or a sign. Is that okay? Yeah, I can do a reading on that. I don't know if I can guarantee that I can get the exact sign, but we could do a personality reading. I do not have Cash App. I've got PayPal and Super Chat. The PayPal link is paypal.me/poeticheretic. It's in the description. It's also a little further up in the chat. And then there's also Super Chat, but PayPal works better for me. I'm gonna make sure my heater's up all the way. It's pretty cold in here tonight. Yes, it is. My email name? Yes, only it's poetic_heretic@mail.com. I can put that in the chat as well. Oh, it's still snowing out, ladies and gentlemen. Not quite like it was earlier, but it's still snowing. Quite the snowstorm. A beautiful blizzard. Yes, it is mail, not Gmail. No G. Sent my daily contribution through the link. Super chat doesn't work for me for some reason. Oh, cool. Wait, let me see here. Ah, I see it. I see it, Jenny. Thanks so much. You don't need a reading. Well, okay. But if you want a reading, you are qualified for one now, I guess would be the word, because you did leave a donation. So thank you very much. Yeah, don't worry about it. Every little bit helps. Like, just anyone donating is, I really appreciate it. Yeah, every little bit helps. And soon I'll have a better microphone, so when I'm doing these streams, my voice will sound much better. At least as long as it works with my computer and everything, which I'm sure that it will. You can donate, Connor? All right, cool. Yeah, again, I'm not asking for much really, just any donation at all. I'll give you a tarot reading. I think that's fair. You'll drop $1,000 donation. Oh boy. I would, I don't know, I'd probably like sit here in shock. I'd be like, what? $1,000 just came my way. Gotta think of the question. All right, sounds good. You sent it? All right, let me see here. Okay, I see it in my email. Okay, please stand by while I retrieve it. Okay, just logging in here. And all right, looks like it worked. Just one moment. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Now we shall get to your tarot reading. As soon as I verify we're good to go. Okay. So, send another donation with you on Monday. There's a good chance. Oh, let me try to fix that. Okay, we're in focus again. There's a good chance that I will be live again Monday night, actually. So I typically stream on Mondays. So, yeah, if I'm here on Monday night and you send another donation, then we'll do another tarot reading. $1 million donation. That would be crazy. All right, so Peaches, you said that you wanted to know what your baby's personality would be like or sign. All right. And if you want to add anything onto that question, feel free. Baby's personality with my Leo guy. Okay, let me really relax and focus here. Okay, we would like a Celtic cross reading for Peaches Gilmore in the chat on the subject of her baby's personality with her Leo guy. And the sex too, if I can throw that in. I'm sure that I can. All right, so Celtic cross reading on the idea of her baby's personality and the sex, the gender of her baby. Can we figure that out? Let us find out in a Celtic cross. All right. What will Peach's baby's personality be like? And what gender might it be? What might Peach's baby's personality be like? And what gender might it be? Cards are just moving right along here. As usual, right after I say that, it locks. All right, let's see what we've got. Knight of Cups reversed, Page of Swords reversed, Two of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Chariot reversed, the Knight of Wands reversed, Ten of Pentacles reversed, King of Wands, Three of Pentacles reversed, and the Five of Wands reversed. Hey there, Candy, you're new. Welcome to my stream. Would you like a tarot reading? All right, so let me analyze this. So the idea is, what will your baby's personality be like, and what gender, what sex will your baby be as well? All right, let us just see here. Well, funny enough, if we go based purely on court cards, we've got how do I put this? Technically all male court cards, but the Page of Swords, that's more of a sort of feminine energy, but even then we have 3 male and 1 female energy if we look at it that way. So based on what I'm seeing here just from the court cards, since we are talking what gender, most likely a male, most likely a boy. And as for what your baby's personality will be like, let us see here. Also, let me get caught up on the chat real quick. A general reading? Yes, Candy, if you can leave me a donation of any amount through PayPal or Super Chat, I'll be happy to give you a general reading. Let me try to fix that blur. I prefer PayPal, but you can also do Super Chat if you want. The link is in the description. All right, so what will Peach's baby's personality be like? Let us just see here. Well, there's a lot of like changeable energy here, it looks like. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards indicating the idea of changeability. So whether or not your baby ends up being a water sign, quite possibly could be one who is fairly emotional, or at the very least changeable, you know, kind of like the mutable signs. The idea of going from one thing to another, or being more of like a flowing personality, not quite so always like assertive or whatever. Let's see, Knight of Wands reversed would also support that idea. So the blur is bothering us as usual here. And then we've got that 5 of Wands reverse outcome card, as if to say a more peaceful and perhaps fun-loving personality. And we've got 2 fire court cards. Also the 9 of Wands back there. I would say a more peaceful, fun-loving personality. You said that the father is Leo. A Leo maybe might even take after the Leo father somewhat, with that fire energy there. So that would be my my best take on it. Do you have any questions on this reading? Let's see. All right, Rosie, thank you for the donation. I'll give you a reading here in just a moment. And Lumen asks, will you read cards as you go? Oh yeah, I can do that too if you want. I can do that too. What month? What month do I see? I don't know if I can honestly tell that. Yeah, like I don't know if I can be that specific basically from what's in front of me. I mean, it might be a fire sign with 2 of those fire court cards showing up, so lucky guess. So if I were to guess, I'd say either Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius based on what I'm seeing here. So yeah, like Lumen says, August would be the month of Leo. For mostly August and late July. So that would be my best guess without knowing like any more details. And hey there, Connor, thanks for the donation. I'll give you a reading after we read Rosie. Thank you, LOL. You're very welcome. Connor wants to know why my ex unblocked me again. Okay, Rosie wants to know, what will I think of my next serious boyfriend when I meet them? All right, so give me just a moment and we'll get to next reading. You always imagine your baby being a water sign. Well, I mean, the Knight of Cups did show up, so it could always be a situation where your baby is like a fire sign sun and water sign moon, or water sign rising. The Knight of Cups did show up, which would indicate a male water sign. So, you know, could be a mix in that way. But at the very least, like, it does look like your baby, whether whether your baby's a water sign or not, is going to have water sign traits and like being emotional and whatnot, and changeable as well, from what I'm seeing here. Possibly water, fire. Yes, exactly. Cancer, Leo, cusp. That's another, that's another possibility. And we also got the Chariot card, which would be another indicator of the possibility of a Cancerian baby, or a Cancer, Leo, perhaps. So some people don't believe in cusps. I don't know what I believe about them, but a lot of times they seem like, they could be a valid thing. Like you're on the cusp. Interesting. All right, well, I think we should get to Rosie's reading now. So let me gather up the cards. Oh, emotional, right. Well, what is that saying? The apple often doesn't fall far from the tree, or something like that. All right, so let's just check a couple things here. I need a tissue real quick. I'll be right back. All right, so let's get to the next reading. Connor's like, I see how it is. I know. But hey, if anyone stays till the end of my tarot class live streams, or whatever you want to call them, on Saturdays, I'm often up for giving free readings at the end of those, but that's about the only time I'll do that. I know you're just kidding, Connor. All right, so let me see here. So next is Rosie. She's one who left the next donation. And her question is, what will I think of my next serious boyfriend when I meet them? All right. So, we would like a Celtic cross forecast for Rosie in the chat on the question of, what will I think of my next serious boyfriend when I meet them? Celtic cross. To answer your question, Peaches, earlier today I had that quite a few hours ago, but that's been long over now. But yeah, every Saturday these days I do like a sort of a tarot class, going over a card of the major arcana, and then at the end of those, like if people stay till the end, I'll give like a couple free readings usually. But usually people don't stay till the end. All right, so anyway, let me refocus here. We would like a Celtic cross forecast for Rosie in the chat with a question of, what will I think of my next serious boyfriend when I meet them? Celtic cross for Rosie in the chat. What will I think of my next serious boyfriend when I meet them? Okay, let's see what we get. Celtic cross for Rosie. What will she think of her next serious boyfriend when she meets them? What will she think of her next serious boyfriend when she meets them? will she think of her next serious boyfriend when she meets this person? Ah, I knew that was going to be it. All right. Queen of Swords reversed. No, I just moved the webcam, didn't I? Okay. Queen of Swords reversed. Five of Pentacles reversed. Four of Wands reversed. Four of Swords reversed. Four of Cups reversed. Wow, your fourth house is lit up. The Fool reversed. Six of Pentacles. Let me fix that blur. The Hierophant. The Knight of Swords reversed. And the Two of Swords. Okay, let's see here. We just keep going blurry tonight. All right. Let's see. So the idea is, what will you think of your next serious boyfriend when you meet this person? All right, give me a second to calculate. Well, I guess based on these cards overall, it would be like you would, first of all, be wanting to be more open and confident in this relationship. That Four of Cups reversed for what you hope to achieve. Though there might also be a part of you that is like afraid of starting something new, especially with that Fool reversed and perhaps also the Queen of Swords reversed. But it could also feel like a recovery from a difficult time, like the relationship itself is helping you recover from difficult times. Five of Pentacles, challenge card. There will probably be much more like either much more literally or much more of a desire of or to or for sharing and exchange. Six of Pentacles, attitude or position card. Theoretically, it should be more of a stable relationship. Hierophant for the outside force coming in, and also that Two of Swords for the outcome card. A stable, eventually at least, more trusting relationship. It looks like you might have some like fears around it at first. You know, you've got Queen of Swords reversed, you got Four of Wands reversed, you got the Fool reversed, but eventually it stabilizes and you feel much more safe and secure within it. Six of Pentacles, Hierophant, Two of Swords. Now let me see if there's anything else. You might have a fear of being unable to see things clearly in the relationship. But again, that eventually does pass, especially again with that Two of Swords outcome card. Eventually clarity becomes your own. So yeah, I would say basically it looks like it might be off to a rough start, but as time goes on, it stabilizes, which is really good. So, do you have any questions on this reading? You just realized it was late, Peaches? Yes, that's okay. It is late indeed. You might not find them attractive. Let me see here if there's anything indicating that. There's not really any strong indicator of that. If we look at the Hierophant for the outside force coming in and it's being ruled by Venus, theoretically that would mean that you do find them attractive. But other than that, I'm not getting any indicators either way, basically. So any other questions on this reading? Hopefully it will work out. Thank you. You're very welcome. Thanks so much for getting a reading for me. I really appreciate it. All right, next up is Connor. Going to give him a tarot reading. Why did his ex unblock him again? All right. We will explore this issue deeper. So let me double check if any other donations have come through. I want to make sure I do this on a first come, first serve basis, since I guess that's the most fair. All right, we're good to go. All right, Connor, I hope you're ready. So, your question is, why did your ex unblock you again? You ready? Okay, good. All right, so we would like a Celtic cross forecast on the question of, why did Connor's ex unblock him again? Celtic cross for Connor in the chat right here, right now. The question of, why did his ex unblock him again? Let us see what insight we can gain. Your butt cheeks are clenched. All right. It's a new way of saying waiting with bated breath, I suppose. All right. What insights can we gain into the situation of why Connor's ex unblocked him again? We would like a Celtic cross forecast telling us why did Connor's ex unblock him again? What does she want? What is the mystery? And here we are. All right, King of Pentacles reversed, Page of Swords reversed, 10 of Wands, 9 of Swords, 4 of Cups reversed, 2 of Swords, the Lovers reversed, the Chariot reversed, the 7 of Wands reversed, and the Queen of Swords reversed. Try to fix that blur. Now, Connor, I think you told me this before, but I forget. Can you tell me what your ex's sun sign is? What her zodiac sign is? So I can perhaps get an even better idea of this. So let's see here. Let me calculate this. Sagittarius. Okay, I was thinking that, but I wasn't sure. All right. So you got that 9 of Swords, that Sagittarian energy there. 9th house, at least. Let's see. Well, the first thing that's coming up as fairly obvious appears to be some kind of insecurity. King of Pentacles reverse. Feeling instability, basically. And that Page of Swords right after that would indicate some kind of inner turmoil. So perhaps I'm blocking you because she felt, how do I put this? because not every aspect of her was exactly on board with the blocking of you, essentially. Like there are aspects of her that wanted to unblock you, which I guess is obvious in any case, but that's one thing I'd point out. Let's see, what else? Chariot reversed and Four of Cups reversed. Well, that would also indicate insecurity, but in a different way. Insecurity or disorder in the area of that which is very close to her. So the idea of like issues when it comes to needs, wants, desires, personal things like that with her may very well have caused her to unblock you. So again, feeling that sort of inner, not exactly tension, but like discord or inner like turmoil, perhaps. Question is, does she want my demon? Might need to donate for that one. Oh boy. I don't know if I can tell that here or not. Let's see. I mean, we could always do a separate reading on that if you really wanted to. But let's see, Lover's card reversed, funny enough, or that attitude or position. But in this situation, let's see, that would probably mean more like she feels divided within. Now, not necessarily with like whoever she's involved with now or whatever, and that being why she unblocked you, though that could be. But like she could feel divided within about what she really wants, basically, you know. And just before that card, we had the Two of Swords, which can also, in a negative sense, indicate the idea of division, inner division. Queen of Swords reversed, not seeing things clearly. Seven of Wands reversed in hopes or fears, almost like there's a part of her deep down that hopes that she can get things to at least somewhat go back to normal, sort of, or like having to let her guard down or not have to be so standoffish, not so blocked off. In this case, I guess literally blocked off. So I wish I could be more specific, but I feel like that's about the best we're going to get out of this. 10 of Wands for the underlying energy would indicate that she's likely feeling like she's carrying a heavy burden, and perhaps by unblocking you, that could lift some of that burden. 9 of Swords in the past, you know, the turmoil, the trauma and whatnot. It's almost like maybe she feels bad about what happened and the inner turmoil and whatever, and she thinks that unblocking you will somehow solve that within her, make her feel better. That could be it. Can you donate for another question? Yeah, absolutely. Go right ahead. I'll do as many questions for people as they have donations. And I also want to remind people that, if possible, use PayPal if you can, because that's much better for me that I actually get all the money. But I also understand if you want to use Super Chat instead, that's also totally fine. Just that I prefer PayPal, if that's okay. All right. So we'll put these cards back. And await another question. Also, speaking of PayPal, I'm gonna pull it up again here real quick if I can find it. All right, Connor, thanks for your donation. Let's see, all the music in our YouTube playlist about me, like the love songs that she's listening to. Oh boy, we're getting all personal with your ex now, huh? That's okay. We can push the limits just this once. Hang on just 1 second. Okay, let us proceed now. Jeez. Apparently, the Seven of Cups, Ace of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles reversed want to be seen right now. Do I want to hear the songs? I can't play them on stream because of copyright crap that we have to deal with. But you could certainly send it, and I could see what they are, or even type out some of the names if you want of the songs. All right, so we would like a Celtic Cross forecast for Connor in the chat on the idea of, are all the music in his ex's YouTube playlist about him, love songs, and whatnot? So what insight can we gain into this situation? A Celtic Cross forecast for Connor in the chat right here, right now. Let us find out. Flipping my phone over so it doesn't distract me. Okay. Tell us about the love songs. Oh, they locked already, I think. Yes, they did. All right. Let's see what we have. King of Pentacles reversed. The Sun. Five of Pentacles reversed. Page of Cups reversed. Four of Wands reversed. Hierophant. Page of Pentacles reversed. Three of Pentacles reversed. Two of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Let us just see here. Jeez, there's that Page of Cups reversed, the Sun, the Two of Cups, Page of Pentacles reversed, Hierophant. Well, she sure as hell has a love on her mind, it looks like. But let's see. Well, I would say this combination looks like more of a yes than a no. Let me fix that blur. but I can't say with 100% certainty. But I don't know. Let's see. You asked, are all of the songs that? Well, maybe not all of them are. I don't know. Maybe it could be a situation where some of them are, but not all of them. But yeah, that's. I mean, we could analyze this like crazy if we wanted to, but basically, you're asking like, yes or no. Are they about you? Well, seems like it's more of a yes than a no, but it's also not necessarily a complete yes. At least to the best that I can tell. Take your time, lad. All right, well, let me see if there's anything else here that might be important. Well, I mean, that Two of Cups showing up in hopes or fears is quite appropriate for something like this, because it's like, it's like in the back of one's mind, listening to those love songs and whatnot, hoping for true love and for that sort of deep connection, stuff like that. But see, it's difficult to tell if she's thinking of you when she's listening to them, or thinking of someone else. Or hell, I could even be picking up on a bit of your energy here, because this reading is about you, like your hopes or fears. Three of Pentacles reverse, outside force coming in. Huh. That would fix that blur. That would make it more likely that that they could be about you, because that card's reversed, and you would be the outside force that is blocked off in communication. So Page of Cups reversed in the past. Another lover who was blocked off. I mean, like I said, it appears to be much more of a yes than a no. And also interesting is that Four of Wands reversed and hope to achieve, as if to say, hoping to overcome a blockage to that kind of harmony and love. Another question. Well, if you leave me a donation, you can ask another question indeed. Just remember, try to make it more about you and not too much about her, because at some point it becomes like too intrusive on another person's personal life, I guess. Like it can be about her just as long as it like relates to you, if that makes sense. Here, let's see what the winter storm warning is doing in the meantime. I'm going to ask if I should go and beat up the guy who started all this, but would you answer that? Oh my. I would do a reading on that if you wanted me to. I mean, I never think that violence is the answer, but if yes, that is fair. If you want a reading on that, I will do a reading on it. So it says additional snow accumulations of 2 to 7 inches and ice. Oh boy. And would I win as well? All right, we can certainly do that. Yeah, like even if it's, I don't know, a controversial question or whatever, as long as it's about you, then it's fair game. I think it'll be most interesting to see how the cards respond to such an inquiry. It's about you. Yes, indeed. All right, so let's see here. We would like a Celtic cross for Connor in the chat on the question of, should he go and beat up the guy who started all this, and would he win? Should Connor go and beat up the guy who started this, and if he did, would he win? Celtic cross spread on this question. Let's see what we get. It's a fine question. It is a fine question. Should Connor go and beat up this guy who started all this? Should he kick his ass like Cassius? Celtic cross. Okay, not quite. All right, here we go. Three of Wands, Three of Swords, Page of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, the Fool reversed, Ace of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, the Lovers reversed, Five of Wands reversed, and the Magician reversed. All right, let us see here. Okay, we're in focus, good. Let's see. Well, as for the second part of the question, that's easier to answer first. Because with the outcome card of the Magician card reversed, it's basically saying that it could be quite the heavy test or challenge to win that fight, but the cards are not saying for sure that you would lose. There's no strong indicator that you would lose, just an indicator that it would be quite the challenge. Give it to you straight, Doc. Indeed I am. So yeah, it would be quite the challenge, but there's no indicator, no heavy indicator that you would lose, implying that you could win. Let's see, what else? Well, you got the Three of Wands and the Three of Swords. Those were your first two cards. Three of Swords challenge card would imply that basically, and with those both being threes, communication, basically, it might be much better to really like confront him and tell it like it is, because it seems like not a lot of people know this, but the Three of Swords, in a more positive sense, can talk about the idea of confrontation, laying it on the line, telling it like it is, saying what needs to be said, you know, boldly expressing the things that most people don't want to express or hear. And I know you're a Scorpio, so you would be particularly well suited to that. Maybe what you really need to do is you indeed need to go challenge this guy, but the cards seem to be saying not so much physically, but verbally. You go confront him. That could be what it is anyway. And then with that Three of Wands that is crossing over, as if saying projects well underway and whatnot. It's like saying you might really get somewhere doing that. Just remember that even if you do choose to do that, you've still got that Magician card reversed for the outcome card. Doesn't mean that it's all going to be easy or that it's all going to turn out with ease or or as a situation that you've successfully recreated as you see fit. It's still going to be a challenge. And let's see what else. With that Lover's reverse for the outside force coming in, that could be saying that such a thing could create conflict in other areas, but I guess that's kind of obvious. And then let's see what else. There's a lot of air energy in this, a lot of mental energy, as if to say, let's see, how would this fit together? As if to say a new beginning in the realm of air or the intellect or the mental world would be to your benefit at this time. Almost like to say gain mental clarity on things, and then that will make it obvious what you should do. You got that Ace of Swords in the near future. Beat him up with my words. That does seem to be what the cards are more or less suggesting here, if I'm interpreting this correctly, and I do think that I am. But yeah, like that Lover's reverse card, that Magician reverse card, they're also suggesting to you to try to see things clearly, try to get an intellectual grasp of the situation. And of course, you also have the Fool reversed for what you hope to achieve. So the idea of overcoming a blockage to a new beginning, a spontaneous new development. That, of course, could just talk about how, you want to go beat him up with your words, and there might be some nervous tension around that. Full card Uranian energy, but you're wanting to overcome that, and it looks like you certainly have the ability to do so. I mean, just general good advice anyway is that if you really feel like you need to express something, you need to express something. So perhaps that is the strongest message of all in this reading. So any questions on this spread? All right, I shall await your question. So he accused me of being a predator and stole my GF using manipulation, and my fam, no. Good guy, so like my honor is at stake, lad. Ah, yes, I see what you mean. Damn. Your honor's at stake. Well, I'm a strong believer that the truth will always come out eventually, especially if you keep advocating for it, basically. Like if you're relentless about it and continue to express what you know to be true, the truth will come out. At least that's been my experience. So literally go and beat this guy like Irish old country, South country style. Yeah. I don't blame you. Yeah. Yeah, you have every right to feel that way. Conor McGregor type people do nothing. Yeah, anyone else who is in your situation would feel the exact same way, I'm sure. These situations, you push people too far, and they're gonna do whatever they have to do to regain their power, basically. Well, in other news, it finally warmed up in here. So the guy literally tried to kill himself, and I ran to his house and saved his life. So I feel so betrayed, backstab. Fix that blur. Wait a minute. So you're saying that this guy who caused all this, he tried to kill himself, and you saved his life? But did that happen after what happened with your ex, or before? Before. I see. Yeah, I'd feel absolutely betrayed by that. That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. Yeah, it would almost, like in my philosophy, it would almost feel like being betrayed by part of yourself, because like since everyone reflects an aspect of ourselves, it's like, oh, you go to help this person who is like reflecting a part of yourself, and then that person goes and does something terrible to you, and then you literally feel like a part of yourself is turned on you. So yeah, that's fucked up. Jeez. Let's see. PayPal sent me an email. I think they want my attention about something. I'm going to multitask here. No, PayPal's just holding some of my money briefly. And they say I'll get it soon. I don't know if I should read this live or not. All right, well, I guess that doesn't really matter then, as long as I get it. And this girl, she was fucking amazing, lad. Soulmate type deal. And even when he knew I was going out with her, he tried to get with her. Wow. So she was stolen away from you. That's why she keeps unblocking me. God damn. Well, most likely, I mean, if I was in your position, I think what would need to happen is, there's going to be layers of pain to deal with in that sort of situation, whether you like it or not, whether anyone would like it or not, and who would like it. But it's like, so you've got to let yourself be as angry as you need to be. You've got to let yourself be as sad as you need to be. Like, you've got to be unconditionally present with each level of the vibrational scale. And I can even pull that up if you want me to and explain this further. But you've got to let yourself take the emotional journey of that, or you'll never truly fully heal or get to where you want to be, basically. So, like, that's what I would strongly advise. Like, if there's a way that you could get her back or get what you want in general, it's not likely to be so much through taking action. It's going to be through healing from what happened first, and then letting things flow from there, and like letting any action flow from there. Because we have to remember, well, I mean, you're asking poetic heretic right now, not your typical everyday advisor or whatever. You have to remember that everything's energy. Everything is based on energy. So we have to do things energetically first if we want to get to where we want to be physically. 6 months ago, that's why I kept asking about her. Yeah, you got to let yourself heal. And actually, another thing, though, is working with the tarot is a great way to do that. That is a very good way, in fact, to help you heal, is through understanding of the situation. Just remember, there's a need to understand a situation, and there's also the need to just let yourself feel what you feel. And most of us are in resistance to feeling the pain of situations. But I promise you, if you go down that dark road, if you be present with that pain, it'll get a lot better eventually. And I can also testify that doing the opposite does not work. Trying to like only positively focus does not work, because I've done that, and it basically just fucks you up eventually. Let's see. Felt like a dead walking, but now I'm on the warpath, lads. Scorpio, Mars, and that. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. That's good, actually. Here's the thing, okay? When you move from like depression or powerlessness to anger or revenge, that's actually a step in the right direction. That is taking some of your power back. And so and I can relate to you, by the way. This is probably why we're even having this conversation right now, why we are a vibrational match, because I personally am mad as fucking hell about my life and about the things that have happened to me throughout the course of my life and about so many things. I am absolutely mad as hell. And you know what I'm doing? I'm not resisting it. I'm not trying to positively focus myself into a state of pseudo happiness or whatever. I'm letting myself be mad as hell, and I say I'm going to be as mad as hell as I have to be, even if it's for the rest of my life, if that's what it takes to do justice to this emotion, this feeling, this perspective. To do justice to injustice. So, yeah, that's what I was saying. Let yourself be mad as hell. Let yourself be mad as hell for as long as you feel that way. Don't resist it. Hey there, Rosie. Thanks for the donation. Do you have another question? All right, we can do that. Wondering if I applied to Lone Star College for a full-time job, will I be successful? All right, let's take a look. We have another card falling out, and it is the moon. So for what it's worth, there that is. So weird how that seems to happen more often when I do live streams. All right, so we would like a Celtic Cross forecast for Rosie in the chat on the question of, if I applied to Lone Star College for a full-time job, will I be successful? All right, if she applies to Lone Star College for a full-time job, will she be successful? Celtic Cross. Let's see what we get. She applies to Lone Star College for a full-time job. Will she be successful? What message does the universe have for Rosie regarding this situation? What insight can we gain? All right, there it is. The Magician, the Hanged Man, the Nine of Swords, the Five of Swords reversed, the King of Pentacles reversed, Seven of Swords, Ten of Cups, Strength, the Empress, and the Ten of Wands. All right, let's see here. Good night, by the way. Hopefully I'll catch you live Monday. All right, good night, Peaches. Thanks so much for being here and for getting a reading for me. I appreciate it. And yes, indeed, I will be back on Monday. Hopefully I see you then. All right, so fix that blur. Start college for a full-time job. Will you be successful? All right, let's see here. It will likely be a lot of work. You may end up being like a road less traveled as you do so, but it will bring you some kind of like self-improvement or something. The experience of it, you got strength for the outside force coming in, so the idea of strength of character and stuff like that, and even being able to use your mind to sort of temper your emotions or darker impulses, you know, things like that the strength card talks about. Let's see. Apparently you'll enjoy it. Attitude or position is the Ten of Cups, happiness. Although people around you in it, with that Nine of Swords for the underlying energy, people around you might be worrisome to you, or maybe they're worried themselves, they're not happy themselves, or maybe a little bit of both perhaps. But you would basically be happy, that Ten of Cups. And then let's see here. Magician card and then Hanged Man for the challenge card. That would indicate it would be like a powerful new beginning for you, and it would be an opportunity for you to really create the path that you want to create. And then the Hanged Man for the challenge. Let's see, how does that fit into things? well, crossing over the Magician card, it would most likely be talking about the need to use like a lot of willpower. Like you'd have to be quite perhaps disciplined and focused in it. And let me see if there's anything else. Well, you got 2 10s, so 10th house of career, that's lit up for you appropriately enough. One is the 10 of cups, the other is 10 of wands. So basically, yeah, it does look like you would be successful. Let me fix that. You'd be successful, but it would likely be hard work. And there might be some people there that sort of worry you, or maybe they're worried themselves about things, or they're stressed or whatever with that 9 of swords. But you at least would enjoy it, even though, again, it would be kind of a lot of hard work. All right, so any questions on this reading? If I enjoy the job, then I guess I'll be good at it. Looks like it. The Magician card, which we got for your current outside influences, also talks about the idea of skills and abilities, being skilled at what you do. And so theoretically, yes, you would be quite good at it. That's what that card tells us. And I guess there might be a little bit of an energy blockage with that King of Pentacles reversed for what you hope to achieve, but that's just saying you're hoping to like overcome a blockage to that sort of financial security, work opportunity, and well, it looks like you're perfectly capable of it based on what we're seeing here. So thank you, that gives me hope. I'm happy to hear that. Well, you're very welcome then. All right, so that was very enjoyable. I feel the reading is accurate because I get nervous around new people. Oh yeah, that could be it then, that 9 of swords. Being nervous around the new people. All right. You're so welcome, Rosie. Thank you for getting a reading. So what do you think I should do? Poetic, confront, or fight? Well, fighting is inherently resistant, like in nature, and confronting is more, confronting you can get somewhere, you're more likely to get somewhere. So I would advise confronting, but I guess I don't know, if it were me and I was ever backed into a corner and it was like an absolute last resort, then like if someone was trying to like physically attack me and I had to fight back, then as self-defense, of course I would, but that's just what I would do. Like anything other than that, I guess I'll have to leave that to your discretion. But I mean, the idea is that you do want to move in the direction of less and less resistance. And so a confrontation is less resistant, basically, physical or verbal exchange is less resistant than physical exchange in that way. So this has been fun tonight, giving people readings. Wow. Just want to say again, thanks for being here, those who have been here and you are still here, and for getting readings from me, giving donations for readings. I really, really appreciate that. It's a lot of fun. I'm really happy that I can help people and that I can do it by doing something that I love to do and making a little money while doing it. It's a great combination, so I'm really happy about that. Did I tell you my aunt died? I think you did. Yeah, I think you did. You said that you were just at her funeral, right? Again, I'm sorry to hear that. God damn. You're probably just at like a maybe a downturn in your life right now, you know? Kind of like what the Wheel of Fortune card teaches us. Um, there are the downturns in life, and then there are the upturns in life. Next Thursday, I see. Yeah. Well, on a very basic level, if you didn't know what you didn't want, you couldn't know what you do want. And that's the whole idea of this reality, is to determine what we want so that we can create it. And so the unwanted or the contrast, it's almost like you could think of it as a necessary evil. And in some situations, that's easier to accept than others, or easier to work with than others, I guess. There's some things about my life that I absolutely will not accept just on principle alone, at least not at this time. But that is basically what we opted into when coming into this physical reality, is contrast. There has to be an awareness of what we don't want, or we couldn't know what we do want, and there would be no creation. Life couldn't move forward without knowing what we don't want. So it's been an interesting night. Glad there's been a lot of activity. The other night when I was live, after soon after 10 p.m. everything died down, and now it's almost 1 a.m. and we've had like a lot of activity, so that's pretty cool. But what will happen from here? I don't know. Looks like I have a new subscriber, so thank you to whoever subscribed. Did I have any questions? If I think of one, I'll let you know. Wait, what is PayPal wanting from me now? Okay. Take care of this real quick. Just one moment. Okay. So I think what happens with PayPal, I think when people transfer it, or when people send money or whatever, donate through the paypal.me link, I get all of it. But when they send money through PayPal the other way, then PayPal takes a cut, interestingly enough. So I think that's what I'm seeing here. But it's not that much of a cut, which is good. In fact, I can do the math on that. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, it looks like it's like 16 point something percent. Why can't I think of how to do this right now? Let's see if I multiply this by, hang on. I don't know, my brain isn't working right now, but it's, looks like it's like 16 point some percent that they take, which is still a hell of a lot better than what YouTube takes through Super Chat. Sorry, YouTube, but it is true. YouTube takes 40%, PayPal takes less than 20. Or I think YouTube takes around 40%. I don't know if it's exactly 40%. But yeah, like you said, Connor, 20% is basically accurate. It's almost 20%. So it's like there's only one other tarot reader who has I guess a lot of viewers live right now. So I wonder if some of them will come here. All right, well, let's chill out and see what happens. Wait, how did I sort out the conflict between myself and that person? Did I win? Let me think how to answer that. How did I sort out the conflict between myself and that person? Geez, such a long story. Did I win? I don't know if I really won, since he was still basically stolen away from me, and stuck, or I'm stuck here like without him while he goes and lives his life in another nearby town, you know, with surrounded by people who care about him, while I'm here with like hardly anyone who cares about me. So I don't know if I really won, but I certainly I don't know, certainly didn't entirely lose either, I guess, in a way, because I told him what was up with things. Like, I told him, like, because like he wanted to be friends again. So I told him, I was like, well, if you want to be my friend again, you gotta like prove yourself to me. You gotta prove, after what you did, basically betraying me. And there was a history of betrayal too, which made it even worse. I was like, after all this, you have to prove to me that you really want to be my friend. So I'm not going to be the one to like constantly reach out to you all the time. You're going to have to like call me and ask me how I'm doing. We're not going to talk about your life all the time. And that actually happened for a while, but then eventually calls just slowed down and they stopped coming. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna try to reach out to him or anything, except on one occasion I did eventually, one more time, like a year later or something, just on the off chance that, you know, maybe there could be some peace or like friendship between us. And but he didn't really, I mean, he was nice when I talked to him, but like he didn't make any effort after that. So I was like, well, I'm done making all of my effort, basically. So he was just an asshole. Perhaps. I don't know. There's so much to consider in trying to like figure out what he was. I mean, maybe. I don't know. He didn't seem to care anymore about being friends with me or having like any kind of connection with me. So that was pretty mean, especially when before he said to me things like, "Oh, like, please don't ever leave me," and all this stuff. Like, he depended on me so much. And then I'm like, okay, I don't want to leave you. Like, let's be friends. And then he doesn't even, you know, make any effort to talk to me. So it's like, the fuck? It's like, I never wanted to like leave you or not be friends with you. I literally said, let's try to be friends again, and he didn't really seem that interested in that. Because the guy who did this shit to me wanted to kill my family and my dog. What the fuck? Wow. That guy sounds like a real psycho. Holy shit. What made him so mad at you, if I may ask? Simply because, like, you were with the girl that he got with? Like, that seems like a lot of anger for that. Although then again, I guess such things can drive people to stuff like that. Because he thought I was a pedo and he blamed me for saving his life and turned the girl against me to ruin my life. Wait, he didn't want you to save his life? What the hell? That's weird. Turn the girl against me to ruin my life. God damn. Wow, that's fucked up. So he literally wishes that you hadn't saved his life. Like he literally wishes he had died. Even though he said he was going to kill himself. Jeez. He sounds very toxic, to say the least. Send you a message. He thinks he's a psychopath, but he's just retarded. I don't know why. Don't tell me he's one of those people who glorifies in being a psychopath or psychopathic, who wants to be that way because they think it's cool or something. Ugh, I've dealt with my share of those kinds of people in my time. Oh God. What the fuck is wrong with people? That's so weird. Like, there are people who literally think it's cool to be, like, psychopathic or to try to be psychopathic. It's like, psychopathy is a mental disease. It is a medical disorder. Like, there's nothing cool about being a psychopath. It's a type of mental illness. And yet there are people out there who are like, ooh, it's so cool, you know? I don't feel what other people feel, whatever. He must be, as anyone in that sort of situation, heavily traumatized. Yeah, imagine the level of trauma it must take to actually make someone like that. Because I've dealt with them too. It gets disturbing. He wanted to kill his neighbor with an axe. Jeez. It almost sounds like he should be reported to the police if he's making all these death threats. And that's what I'd be tempted to do. Also, Aquarius season begins in less than 3 hours. You deal with him? All right, then. Yeah, it's so weird, though. It seems like more and more people are like that these days and in recent years. Like, people who glorify the idea of being psychopathic. I wonder if it's maybe some kind of strange adaptation to the kind of world that we live in these days, where there's so much potential for pain and hurt and trauma. Maybe these people are like, okay, everything's so painful, I'm just gonna split myself off so many times that I won't even feel pain. It does make you wonder, though, how does the psychopath survive? Because in a typical person, when you split yourself off like that, that quickly, usually, or at least eventually, but usually quickly, manifests as ill health, as physical ailment. So it's an interesting question. Why does the psychopath not get ill so easily? You know, how do they actually survive when they're that split within? There must be something else taking place there. And of course, there's all these ideas and theories about psychic vampirism and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe that's how they do it, but I don't know. But at the same time, I also never want to get into this mentality of like, an us versus them dynamic, because that doesn't really solve anything either, because the reality of the situation is that whether we like it or not, every single psychopath, every single sociopath is a reflection of an aspect of each and every one of us, you know. You could say there's a psychopath in all of us and you wouldn't be wrong. It's just that it's going to manifest much more prevalently in some individuals rather than others. So, you know, the only way we're going to heal is if we take one another as aspects of ourselves. But still, it's weird. It's like, how do psychopaths like stay healthy? That's what I would like to know. By leeching on others, but covertly. Yeah, maybe they do. He uses superficial charm to manipulate my ex away from me. Wow, yeah, that's literally classic psychopath right there. Here's the thing, though, like, when someone resorts to manipulation, it's because they believe that there's no other way to get their needs met, to get a specific need met, other than to sort of go in the back door or do a runaround on it, do it deceptively, use manipulation to get it. And if you really want to get into some dark stuff, theoretically, if entities, basically known as demons, do in fact exist, which I wouldn't be surprised if they do, they are a vibrational match to the kind of intense powerlessness of manipulation. And so you could say that anyone who engages in manipulation to get their needs met have demonic attachments. I'm literally not kidding. Again, that's a theory. I'm not saying I know that for sure because I don't, but when you examine the physics of it, it makes total sense. It seems like it could be no other way. In fact, it may very well be that most people have demonic attachments and that it's rare to not have any. And it's just that some have more than others. I've met a couple of them and they are selfish pieces of shit. Yeah, sounds about right. So this is not to distract from that conversation. Like, we can keep talking about that. I'm just going to throw this out there briefly because I thought of it. So every once in a while, I will get a craving to make the kinds of videos that I used to make, like paranormal videos. And sometimes I almost think maybe I should do that every once in a great while. But what I wonder is if I made them, would my newer viewers, would any of them be interested? And even if I did, I wouldn't make them very often, no, because most of my excitement is about my live streams and tarot and, you know, all this stuff. But I don't know, every once in a while I'll think, making another paranormal news report or something on the paranormal could be fun. Yeah, why not? Okay, cool. Yeah, I might do that sometime. It would be interesting to do a sort of like throwback to what my channel used to be all about. Because it is true, like, the paranormal does excite me to an extent. It's just that things like tarot and astrology and spirituality in general excite me a lot more. So, but the paranormal does still excite me to some extent, so maybe every once in a great while I can make a video about that. We shall have to see. Let me see if there's anything else going on YouTube right now. So my new strategy is to go live doing tarot readings for donation of any amount when other people are live doing tarot readings and there's like a lot of viewers watching one or more of them, because that seems to be when I also get activity, which right now it's kind of dying down. So I don't know. Maybe I should get off for a bit and come back if it picks up, but I'm also enjoying just chilling out here. $43 views. Cool. Makes sense. Yes, it does. Yeah, we've been streaming for 2 hours now, so I don't know. Guess we'll see what happens here for a bit. Hopefully you gain full insight to the situation I've been in for the past 6 months, being accused of terrible deeds that are baseless. Yeah, I think I got quite the idea from what you're describing there, yeah. That's also an increasing problem from what I've noticed in people in recent times, is like throwing around terms like pedophile and like rapist and stuff like that. And it's like, you can't just throw those terms around like with accusations. It's like they're life damaging, you know. They can really ruin a lot of things. Like you can't just throw those around without any kind of evidence or proof or whatever. And it seems like a lot of people will just do that anymore. You know, I'll get on like even just social media and be like, oh, so-and-so is whatever. Where's your proof? Oh, I don't have any. I'm just saying it. Yeah, without evidence and ruin reputation. Yeah, so that's some fucked up shit. I feel like we explored a lot of that last year in 2018 when Jupiter was transiting Scorpio, bringing a light to that which is dark and hidden. But we're still seeing it now that Jupiter has moved into Sagittarius and is illuminating that realm, which I don't know. I'm not sure what the astrology of that would correspond to most now. We also, of course, still have Saturn in Capricorn, which is going to make us confront reality, I guess. And so those who are trying to distort reality will also be seen as such, which is good news. The liars will be exposed. At least the energy is theoretically right for that. So is it still snowing out? Let me find that out. It is still snowing a little bit out there. The snow just keeps piling up. I mean, it's weird because if she thought I was one, why, when I messaged her, did she say she unblocked me by accident, then blocks come but not my profile so she can see what I'm doing? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it is kind of weird. I'm not sure what to say about that. Yeah, I mean, it's just weird in general how she keeps blocking you and unblocking you and blocking you, unblocking you. But I mean, I can just tell you for like basic an objective observation, like anyone who's in a relationship with a psychopath or someone who has psychopathic tendencies is not going to be likely at all to be happy, because that's by definition not a healthy relationship. And I'm not wanting to like disown psychopaths, because I recognize that they, like everyone, are a part of myself and a part of all of us. But that said, if someone's in a relationship with a psychopath, it's not going to be healthy. Right? It's going to be very, very difficult for it to be healthy. Maybe if they're both psychopaths, it could work out, but I certainly don't think that's the case in the situation you're describing. I'm just saying, like, in other situations. But even then, it would be like, still wouldn't be like I don't know, a truly healthy relationship. Blocks me around Christmas and New Year's and unblocked a month later. Yeah, it's so strange. I said she's a Sagittarius, so she could be rather impulsive as a fire sign. So actually, that's really weird, because the person that I lost, he was also a Sagittarius, by the way. I think she might be scared to talk to me. Yeah, I mean, like what we were seeing in like your cards earlier, those readings we did, that would be quite plausible. She could be scared to talk to you. Like Sagittarius. Yeah, I do too, which is funny because I'm a Capricorn. You'd think theoretically I wouldn't like necessarily be one to get along so well with them, or fire signs in general, but I don't know. I think it's because I'm a Libra rising. Whenever I'm around fire signs, I don't know. I feel like I'm able to vibe with them quite well. And I think Sagittarius might be my favorite of the fire signs, but I don't know. I like all three: Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I also really like water signs. I like fellow earth signs. I also like air signs. Though sometimes with air signs, I feel like since there's that mental energy going on, and of course I'm a Libra rising as well, so I've also got that mental energy. I feel like sometimes I'm only relating to them on a mental level, and I feel like there's something missing. And it's almost the same with earth signs, only then it's like I'm only relating to them on a more like physical experience level, and there's like something else missing there too. So I don't know. I'm not really sure what the best match for me would be. Maybe a water fire sign, I think, would probably be best for me. And I'm talking, friends or romantic relationship or whatever. But I don't know. I like friends of all. I would like to have friends of all signs, though. That's the thing. I mean, I don't get why I felt so connected as water, she was fire. So yeah. Yeah, Scorpio and Sagittarius. Well, the thing is, though, like both of those signs in their own way are interested in getting to the truth. It's just that with Scorpio, it's about like getting to the heart of the matter, and with Sagittarius, it's more like truth and justice and beliefs and ideals, that sort of thing. But yeah, they have some interesting things in common. But you also have to remember that Scorpio is ruled by both Mars and Pluto, and Mars is a fire planet. So you could say that the sign of Scorpio, while a water sign, also has some fire to it, I think would be accurate to say. let's see what else is going on. Oh wow, there's like hardly anyone watching any live tarot streams right now. It all dried up. That's okay. Guess I just need to put all my cards on the table, so I'll probably do that after the funeral. Yeah. Like, put all your cards on the table. Wait, so like in what way, though? If you don't mind my asking. Like all your options? Or like say everything that you need to say? Say everything. Yeah, that's generally, that's the only thing that I've found that really works for me when it comes to any kind of relationship challenges is expression of things. It just isn't enough, at least not to me, to keep things to myself, you know? And especially like for you being a Scorpio, you know, saying the things that need to be said, that's part of your energy. That's what you're all about. So going with that is what I'd recommend. Yeah, so much of the time in like spiritual circles, they'll try to say like, oh, you can rationalize the pain away in this way, or you can realize this or realize that. And that might work for a while as sort of temporary escapism, but anytime that I've been like really upset by another person, I have to express that upset, whether it's directly to the other person or just to people in general, or I don't feel okay. And I think the idea behind that is that the injustices that go unexpressed remain injustices. Since we're all ultimately connected energetically, then if we don't like, if we don't reflect the energy that we are properly, if we don't keep that energy moving, then it gets blocked and stuck within us, and we aren't serving ourselves or the species. We aren't doing anything to help ourselves or the species by not expressing ourselves. You know, she knows in her heart of hearts the truth. She just wants me to tell her, but I can't if she runs away from me. Wants me to tell her, but I can't if she runs away from me. Yeah, that's true. Maybe maybe a message online, just spelling everything out all at once. Although then there's the fear that the person won't actually like read the entire message or whatever. I don't know. Stuff like that is so tricky. Like if I had something I really had to say to someone, I would probably only do it in an online message if I felt confident that they would read it and take it seriously. Otherwise, I'd have to insist on it being in person, because I've literally seen people get messages like through Facebook or text or whatever from someone who has deep emotional things to express to them, and I've seen them just completely like disregard that, like when that person is supposed to be their friend or like an ex or something like that, like someone who they should pay attention to. And so that makes me think, damn, if there's ever any doubt, I'd better do this shit in person. Otherwise I won't know if I'm actually getting any justice. Posted on my Facebook the exact thing I just posted, but I don't know if she would see it. Yeah, that sort of thing as well, like communicating that way. I've actually found that to be helpful before, though. Of course, I'm all about Twitter. I can't really deal with Facebook. I think it traumatizes me, or I think I'm traumatized by it or by people on it, basically. But so I stay off of Facebook most of the time. But there have been times before when I've had something intense to express and I couldn't express it directly to the person, but I was really upset about it. So I thought, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna post a series of tweets saying exactly what I think and feel about this person. I won't say who they are so that I hopefully don't start any drama or whatever, but I will address it. I will speak as if I'm talking directly to them. And that's exactly what I did, and ended up feeling 1,000 times better afterwards anytime I've done that, which is very rare. It's extremely rare that I've had to do anything like that. But I have, and it works. But it also depends on the situation, you know. If it's an ongoing situation, I don't know if posting like that would be so effective. But for me, like, I'm talking about situations that were long over, that were in the past. And then I could just be like, okay, here are my final thoughts on it. A series of tweets. Still kept her number. I think she still has mine. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I like almost always keep numbers. Actually, I never really do any maintenance on that on my phone. I just forget about numbers for some reason unless I need them. But I think I'm different from most people in that way. But yeah, I can kind of relate to what you're experiencing. I mean, even in my situation, like the person that I lost, I lost him to a guy who, as far as I could tell, was like, I mean, I hate to say it, or I guess I judge him, I'm judging a part of myself, but just seemed really like disgusting, like in many ways, and including like how he treated him. It seemed like he treated him terribly. He wasn't even happy. He wasn't even like a good guy for him. And then here I am being like, you know, a freaking angel compared to that guy. And who does he choose? That, you know, wretched one. So I just think, I don't know. I guess after all is said and done, there's an aspect of me that thinks, well, I fucking deserve better. So whatever, fuck it. Give me someone better. But then there's another aspect of me that thinks, oh, well, the universe would just oh so love me to think that, wouldn't it? The universe would just oh so love me to come to that conclusion and to accept the injustice of what I lived. And I'm not going to do it, is what that aspect of me says. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to accept that injustice. The universe can go fuck itself for all I care. I'm not going to accept it. You know, can put that in its pipe and smoke it. I lost someone who mattered more to me than life itself. And I'm not just going to fucking accept that. That's how I feel. Remember how happy we were when we went out for Chinese food. It was one of the best experiences I had. Seems crazy, lad. I think you know when you find the right one. Same. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I mean, it's such a like, I don't know, it's such a rare feeling to meet someone and actually feel that certain of the rightness of that connection, and then you lose it, and it's like, oh, you're expected to just find someone else. It's like, well, yeah, like that's likely or easy to happen. I've been searching and searching. I haven't felt that kind of connection with anyone, or that feeling of like rightness of oh, I belong with this person. So I don't know. Like, I'm I'm at the point now, because it's been like over 2 years, that I'm all for finding someone new who is better for me and right for me, but that doesn't mean that I'm automatically then going to be okay with the injustice of what I experienced over 2 years ago. You know, it doesn't mean that I'm ever necessarily going to be okay with that. In fact, I don't think I even really wish them well or anything. I hope their relationship collapses. I hope their relationship dies because it wasn't supposed to happen. Because he wasn't supposed to be taken away from me. So I don't care how non-spiritual or whatever that might sound. I say no. He was taken away from me. We were supposed to remain at least friends. That's not what happened. So no, fuck them. I wish them nothing but separation for what happened. So that's how at least one aspect of me feels right now. It feels like how just about all aspects of me feel, and I'm owning that as an equal and valid part of myself, and the universe can go fuck itself if it doesn't like it. Try that, it doesn't work. I'm on dating sites and I get messages sometimes, but I just don't want another girl. I'm not with anyone at the moment, neither is she. Yeah. Well, from the sounds of it, Connor, though, it sounds like it's probably too soon for you, because it sounds like you're still really wrapped up in that situation. Like, hell, it might even be too soon for me to find someone. I'm sick and tired of being lonely, basically. It's like, I don't know. It's like I need to live my freaking life, like, let's find a boyfriend already. Not just keep being single forever. Like, that's BS. But yeah, at the same time, like, I know what you mean. It's like you search and you search and you search, and it's like no one else has that same quality. It's like even when we stopped dating, we went out, it was still like we were. Like, it still felt like you were dating. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Huh. Yeah, I hate that. Like, again, honestly, I think you just have to go through the each level of pain and each emotion that you feel. Like, that's what I'm doing, Like I said earlier, I'm mad as hell and I'm owning that completely. And anyone who doesn't want to validate that, I really don't give a shit about, Like, the other day, I was so close to tweeting something like, I was so close to being like, planet Earth is the shittiest place ever, and that will be my position on the matter until the end of time. Because I've just, I've had it so much. I might be a tarot reader and into astrology and all this spiritual stuff, but I'm still a poetic heretic. I'm still an individual, I'm not here to try to be some like perfect spiritual person or whatever. And there isn't even any such thing. In fact, the most spiritual thing you can do is being that which I'm being, which is authentic. So I don't know. If my being mad as hell is too much for some people, then it's just gonna have to be too much for them. I really don't give a shit at this point, if I ever did. And I'm willing to fight for what I believe in. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I think it's like you have to remain on board with life and with what you feel. And so, like, if you feel driven to fight for what you believe in, then that's the thing for you to do. If you feel driven to like fight for the relationship, then that's what you should do. Like, for me in my situation at this point, what happened to me is basically ancient history now, and now all I really feel like doing is I don't know, actually. There are a number of things I feel like doing, I think. But the point is to own it, you know. Let let the way you feel make it obvious what you're supposed to do. Because I think so often as humans we try to like intellectualize and rationalize things, and we try to only figure things out logically, and that really works to our detriment when we're only using that side of things. Like we need to let our emotions have a voice as well. Like we need to use our mind and our heart, not one or the other. There's some weird sounds coming from outside. Maybe the snowstorm is picking up. It's like in the tarot I did, she's heartbroken. Instead of going with her heart, she's going with her head. And I think that in our hearts we know what we truly want. Yeah, that could be. If she's not listening to her heart. Yeah, that could be. I don't know, maybe then there's still hope that that one day you two could end up back together, you know? If it's what you both truly want, then uh, and once whatever resistance is preventing it from happening is dissolved, then theoretically it'll happen. It's weird how not tired I am tonight. I know I took that nap, but I'm just like not tired or hungry at all. Usually streams can wear me out after a while, but not tonight. The microphone I want went up in price, damn. Oh well. I would get it anyway when I have the money for it. I don't care what it costs. The audio quality of my live stream must be improved. I would say this, I would give it another go, but she needs to know the truth first and obviously believe it, because she was the one who asked me out and ended it. She cried on the phone when it happened. It was sad. It hurt me. Oh my god, I can imagine. Jeez. Yeah, like if you two were to try to start a relationship again, I would say you definitely should like become clear about everything that happened first, and like both of you would need to express exactly how you feel and like every aspect of how you feel, like what every aspect of each of you feels about anything that feels unresolved, and like communicate about that and get that cleared up. Because I think one of the biggest relationship killers is a lack of communication and also inauthenticity, where we would literally rather hurt ourselves by keeping things to ourselves than risk hurting the other person by telling them how we feel. But we have to tell the other person how we feel if we're going to have a true relationship. That's the funny thing about human life, though. Human life is so much about relationships. Like so much of what it means to be human is having relationships with people. So it's like we might as well get on board with it, even if it's challenging, because without it, we're not going to feel fulfilled. like to know what she's going through. I don't so much care about myself. That's a given. Trying to save people's lives. To gladly go into a burning house, save a person's life. Wow, that is quite admirable. Well, if it was a simpler situation, I'd be saying to you, if you care about her and are concerned about her, want to know what she's going through, then simply express that to her. But since your situation is more complicated than that, I don't know if that would be the right advice or not, basically. But I don't know. I mean, that could be your authentic role to play, is just literally say what you feel and let her respond as she will. And even if she doesn't respond in the way that you want, then at least you know that you have done your part for being authentic. It's absolutely fucked at the moment. Yeah, sounds like it. Damn. Hello there, Ulysses. Would you like a tarot reading? The tarot reading, but I have no cash. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. I mean, I'll do it for literally any amount if you have even just the tiniest bit of money, but if you don't, that's okay, I understand. You fix that blur. Let me see what it looks like outside right now. Yeah, it's going to be kind of windy out there. So I keep hearing like weird sounds in the air conditioner. Kind of spooky in a way. Let's see, we're blurry. Let's fix that. Well, I don't know. Seems like things have died down, I guess. So I guess I'm going to get off now. I don't know if more tarot people go live and there's a lot of people watching. Maybe I'll come back later. Otherwise, I'll be back on Monday, of course. So, but it's been fun. I think I may have been a little to blame for ending it so early. I moved a bit too fast. Well, I mean, I'm sure even if that's true, it's, you know, not going to be entirely your fault, even if that much your fault at all. So, but yeah, most people say don't blame yourself. My advice to you is that's a valid emotion worth exploring, as are all emotions. So anyway, so thanks for being here, Connor. It's really good talking to you, talking about all this stuff. It's very interesting, and I don't know, it makes me feel better also to talk about like shit and get shit off my chest, I guess. Say things that need to be said, express myself. It's good hearing about your life, though. I hope things improve for you. And thanks to everyone else who has been here. It's been fun. I will, of course, be back on Monday with another Seth stream, and probably also after that day do another tarot reading, tarot reading for donation stream. So, all right, you're welcome, Connor, and thank you. Thanks again, everyone, for being here, and have a good night.